You might live in a beautiful home, maybe even near your kids or other family members, but something feels missing. Something's off. There's no purpose, no energy, no lifestyle. What I want you to know is this feeling of isolation. It is not unusual. Many people are having that feeling right now, either just before retirement or a year or two or 10 into it. In this video, we're going to talk about the quiet epidemic of isolation. Many people are feeling it, but nobody can quite identify it. And if you would move to a 55 plus active adult community, there would be a whole world of opportunity that would be opened up to help end that isolation. Let's talk about what it means and how you can get there. Many retirees really don't think about making a move once they retire because they've got big plans around the house they've lived in long term. Or others might move to just a smaller home near their kids. Nothing wrong with that, but I think many people soon find they've got to create their own lifestyle. And living in a regular neighborhood, you guys, it is isolating. It can be lonely. Yes, you have all ages, you've got kids and younger couples next door, but guess what? They're going to work every day. They're busy. And when they pick their kids up from school, they've got 32 other activities, piano lessons, dance lessons, soccer games, all those things that we did in our lives a few seasons ago, they're doing now. They don't have time to come over and hang out with you and say, hey, we were going to play cards tonight. Do you want to come over? No, they're not doing that. They're in a different season of life. And so, yes, you have all ages in your neighborhood, but do they talk to you? Generally, they don't. It might be a, hey, neighbor, wave when they're loading kids into their car seats, but they're not going to come over and get together with you. Now, I do hear from a lot of people that say, well, I don't really need to move into an active adult community because, I've got everything I need right here. I've got, a gym that I can join. I've got the library. I've got, an art center downtown. Are you really going to do those things? And who are you going to do those things with? You're probably many times going to be the oldest person in the room. It is hard to establish new relationships when you're our age in those places. Doesn't mean it can't be done, but it is more of a challenge. Depending on what kind of work you are doing or used to do, you probably have your own little work family. Those people you see every day and they decorate your cubicle on your birthday, or they have company events. Okay, team building, we're all going to go bowling. You're used to that kind of lifestyle. What happens when you retire? And worse yet, maybe like somebody I talked to this week, your spouse passes away. Then you're double isolated. You only have yourself to talk to when you're walking around the house. And if you get like me, I've been on my own a long time now. We're into the third decade of my life that I adore. But some days I talk and then I answer myself. I haven't gotten to where I'm speaking in an alternate voice to make myself think I'm talking to a friend. If it gets to that, I've instructed my kids to put me somewhere. But you know what I mean. You no longer have that sense of community from your work family. Some people even have a work wife or a work husband in addition to their real spouse. It's just a bond that we form over time with our coworkers. I talk all the time with friends about how I miss the olden days of real estate when we all had an office. And if you were really cool, you had a private office. But you know what we had? We had a break room where everybody went in the back and drank a cup of coffee. We talk about what was on Saturday Night Live, the Saturday before, if it was a Monday. We'd eat the donuts from the title company. That's what office people do. We don't have that anymore. So I've had to create my own work friend community. Now it's virtual and I love it. And we see each other at events and things like that. But if you've been working in an office or some kind of plant or factory, or you have a big business with a lot of clients, you're used to that social interaction. And boom, the day you retire, those people go on and yeah, they liked you, but they're probably not coming over on a Friday at 1 just to check on you and see how you're doing. In an active adult 55 plus community, everybody's retired. They are going to pop over and say, hey, I was on a walk and I thought I'd just see, what are you doing? You want to sit down and have a cup of coffee? Or do you want to go get pizza Friday night? There are tons of people in the same boat as you looking for connection, thus ending that dreaded word, isolation. You guys know where I am today, AJ's. And I wasn't going to tell anybody, but I got this brownie. They do have the best baked goods. Look at this. This is where you come when you just need a little pick-me-up, and you're not going to necessarily tell anybody, but look at this, you guys. Is this not beautiful? I'm not going to take a bite just yet. Well, I'll have a little bit. I don't want it to get all over my teeth, and that would be gross in the video, but oh my gosh. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Pardon me while I chew my brownie. So, isolation is a huge problem in our country, and it's self-induced. And what happens is you start with one day turns into 3, which turns into 7, which turns into 30, and then 365. And then you don't know how to get out of it. You are many times more likely, maybe I think the number I heard was like 50% increase in dementia among people who are socially isolated. You guys, I'm trying to do everything I can to stave that off, and being active with my mind and having conversations and just the joy that human contact brings is, I believe, going to keep me from that dementia. Also, all the exercise and movement and just all those things. But you're not moving around if you're isolated. You're, just like I say in a lot of videos, you're sitting there thinking, okay, only another hour until, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy come on. Surely I can make it to that, and then I guess I'll just go to bed. Well, then you find yourself getting up at 4 a.m., and what are you going to do then? There's nothing to do at 4 a.m. And so it's a bad, bad habit to get into. So in 2023, the Surgeon General of the United States declared loneliness as a public health crisis. Well, what was going on in 2023? Hey guys, remember we were all coming out of COVID? Do you remember all of the older people who were socially isolated? What happened? They got sick a lot easier. Being isolated, get this number, is the equivalent to your body of smoking 15 cigarettes per day. Now, I smoke exactly 0 cigarettes per day, and I'm not going to start. But if I'm isolated, geez, maybe I should have been smoking all along. I don't know, probably not. But you get where I'm going with this. That is just not healthy. I think we were created for companionship. Go back to the very first humans, if you know the Bible or believe that way, Adam and Eve. And Adam was alone. God said, it's not good to be alone. Provided a helpmate for him, companion. We need companionship. It is important. It is vital. But you have to take the first steps to create that companionship. So when you think about what's missing in traditional neighborhoods, really, it's not where you live, it's who you live around. There really isn't anybody to connect with. Again, back to the beginning, everybody's working all day, every day. They are not free and easy like you guys are or about to be, where they can just do things or ask you to do things with them. They've got their work family. They've got their real family and their kids, and they fall into bed at night exhausted. Do you remember when we used to do that, driving our kids to all those activities? At times I thought, I need a crock pot for this car because we live in this car going to all of the activities. We've all been through that season, but now we're out of it. And what are we going to do all day? You really have to be intentional to create your, I guess, friend groups and activities in a 55 plus community. That's all done for you. You just look at a list and see where you want to be. Oh, room 103 in the clubhouse is, the Mahjong lesson today. Yeah, I think I'll pop in there and see what's going on. I didn't have to invite 3 friends to meet me. I didn't have to do anything other than just show up. So the only effort that's required by me is to get the list, figure out how to get to room 103 and be there at the time that the event starts. With over 100 clubs to choose from, my biggest problem is going to be, how am I going to choose? So the quest for community outside of a 55 plus community, frankly, it's just exhausting. You have got to be the organizer, which many of us are not, and I used to be, but I don't really care anymore. I want somebody else to do the heavy lifting, and you just burn out of trying to find, a fourth person for golf, and then you're gonna go get some random person, somebody like me that's gonna show up in your foursome. Guys, you don't want that because I can't even swing a club, and newsflash, I don't want your help adjusting my golf swing. That's why I don't play golf anymore with random strangers. But you get where I'm going with this. It is just really hard to have to organize things. When I first moved to Arizona, gosh, what is it now, 12, 13 years ago, I had to go out and find my community. I was young. I was, in my early 50s. And so couldn't move into a 55 plus community yet. And really, I was like a lot of people. I thought, oh, that's for old people. Shame on me. If only I'd known, I would have just gone there to begin with at barely 55. Mm. Mm. It's the best tea in town. I know I say that every time, but guys, it really is true. So let's talk about 55 plus communities and why this may be the answer for many. It really is the answer for most of us, but I know a lot of people think it's weird and they're not even going to do it. Well, here's what I would say to them. Get out of judgment and into curiosity. That's the first thing. These communities were designed for connection. It's not just a place to downsize into some little tiny home. It is a home that is right-sized for you, but also built-in activities. I mean, really think about it. All the things you could do every day. Pickleball, arts and crafts, you could join the Corvette Club, you could play golf, you could take a cooking class, you could just take a walk around the neighborhood, you could go to the dog park. The list could go on and on. This is the point of these 55 plus communities. It just provides an entire lifestyle. So, funny story here. While we were shooting this video, I had a text from one of my dear past YouTube clients. I think they're still viewers, I'm sure. And she just texted me. I didn't open it yet, but I could see it on my phone. Guess what? I just have been doing water aerobics and it's awesome. Why would you stay in a regular neighborhood when you could drive a little ways up the hill in Victory at Verado, that's where they're at, and go to a water aerobics class, take care of your physical health while you're taking care of your emotional health. Meet friends, work your body, get some blood flow in the beautiful sunshine. I can't think of a better lifestyle and a better way to avoid isolation and the future problems that are going to come from, being alone. Think back, 15 cigarettes a day. Does anybody want to smoke 15 cigarettes a day? I don't know how many are in a pack, but it sounds like 15 is quite a lot. I don't want to end up like that. I want to go to water aerobics. The key is, what do you want to do? And how do we end your isolation if you're already there? Or how do we prevent your future isolation? If this is you in either one of those categories, I would urge you to call me at the number below on the screen or send us an email and we'll get you set up for a Zoom call with me so that we can talk about these kind of things if this is you. And sadly, I think it's a lot of people out there and you just don't know where to start. Well, you start by reaching out to me, and my team and I will take such good care of you and help you set up this brand new life in an active adult community here in Arizona. I'm excited to talk to you soon.